Welcome, Lu Jianfeng. Let's start with an introduction to your company, because I think even what you do, the service you provide, is perhaps not familiar to many of the audience.
Okay, 360.cm is actually a company devoted to provide the free security products for all the Chinese consumer users. So basically, we have like a 360 Safe, which is a product like fighting with children and other security features. And we have also the second product is 360 Antivirus, which is almost full-fledged antivirus product with high detection rate and very fast scanning speed. And also we have 360 Secure Browser, which protects your surfing the web. And the last one is 360 Safe Box, which is, try to protect the identities while you're doing the online banking, like using ePay or like online gaming or all those kind of identities.
And all the products are free?
Yeah,
so
totally free.
How do you make money?
For life. Well, that's a good question. For 360, actually we are a believer for the freemium model. Like we provide free secure products, then maybe later we are trying to provide some like premium services or premium product, like which we might charge a small percentage of money. Like I think in last month also like our CEO Zhou Hongyi also told the press that we are going to do something like a storage, secure storage, or like we are going to provide some expert service for security. Like if you got some problem, you can make a phone call to our 360 Safe Center. Then there was someone like doing the online support for you. Then we may charge maybe 10 yuan or like 20 yuan per month or per year or something like that.
Is there a company in the United States or in Europe that uses this model, free security services and then freemium?
In the United
services?
States? Well, I'm not sure. Like Microsoft is a good example or not. They provide like a free MSE, Microsoft Security Essential. That's totally free. They want to, use this as a kind of like attraction for user to buy their, or using the junior version of Windows or Office or something like that. But obviously, like the business model between 360.cn and Microsoft is very different. Microsoft is a traditional software company, and 360.cn we are, believe like those kind of security should be free and must be free, because security is kind of like infrastructure for internet. Without security, internet is not able to grow in healthy and sustainable.
How many users do you have, may I ask?
Well, every day we it's growing, and you can count like in days, in weeks. I think different people may say different numbers, but there's some organization like our research. They'll publish those numbers every quarter or like every half year. Maybe you guys can look at that. But I really don't remember the exact number last time they published.
Do you have a ballpark number? I mean, rough number. 10 million, 100 million, Yeah,
I think for number of users, it's about like more than like maybe like 250 million users. But like for number of machines, it's about like it's over like 100 million.
Number of machines with installations.
Installations. Yeah.
Who do you see as your competitor?
Competitor, actually, we are the first one to do this kind of like a free security business, and we are still the only one doing this. And we believe like our competitor actually comes from two directions. One is the threat. Every year we see a very, very fast growing for this kind of like threat. Internally, we actually have a kind of like a saying that we say like there's like a 360 law on cyber threat. That's like the conclusion is every year the threat growing in 10 times, in the speed of 10 times compared with last year. Like in 2009, the new threat or new virus source children samples we've collected, it's about like for 360.cm. And the second thing is actually the users' habits or users like their way using security products. If what 360.cm is trying to do is try to make everybody understand security and make everybody like able to using our product to fighting with those kind of like threats. Traditional like antivirus or security products, they will have a lot of settings and a lot of like terminology such as registry or some other things. And we did some like survey with some like users, especially for those like over 50 years old or like 60 years old. They're not able to understand all those things. So we try to make those products like very, very easy for them to understand and very, very easy for them to use. Like in our product like 360 antivirus, we only provide 3 buttons. One is scan, one is like update, or these kind of things. So we try to make security understandable to everyone. So
can I ask about, particularly in the last year or two, there have been a lot of stories in the American media about security issues coming from China, hackers, viruses. How do you see the problem? Do you think it's any worse in China than elsewhere? Are there more hackers? Are there more security problems?
Well, maybe like in 2006, I saw some like survey by some famous security companies in America. They said like 30% or 40% of new viruses coming from China. I think, well, maybe that's a number. Like, but I think after 2009, after we released like our mainstream product, like we call like a cloud scan engine. We've like every day it's about like we've able to catch 80 million new attacks. Even that number is growing very fast, but we think like security situation is better compared with like last year. Even though like there's more threat coming, but there's no big events for some attack. Only the situation is quite different because children or all those things, they try to hide themselves. They are not like want to make themselves as the headlines on the newspaper, because they still like if they become the headline, then the police is try to trace back to those like creators. Then the second thing is those antivirus companies, they can easily release some signature, and everything will be blocked.
Okay, one last question. Where do you see your company in 3 years' time? 3 years from now? What will
3
you be
years
doing?
from now, I think, the first one is like, we are still like provide the free security products to everyone, and right now it's about like 80% of Chinese internet users using our products. Maybe 3 years later, like it's I believe like it's mostly like a 90% or like maybe higher user will using this, and everybody is protected by our products like 360 safe antivirus and using our secure browser to shopping online or doing everything with like e-commerce or all these things. And second thing, I see like a 360.cm in next 3 years is there will be like a much more like a technology innovation coming from this company. Like we already have like the biggest security cloud in China, and maybe like the world's biggest security cloud. Like that's the one thing. Then the second is like we've released and announced the children firewall last week, and that's like a very effective mechanism to block those like Trojan virus or these things. And the third one is like we have a very effective like a URL firewall or like a web firewall. If you like input some, try to visit some malicious URL, we are trying to warn you and let you stop some bad things. So we believe like there were much more innovations coming from 360.cm, and the internet security will not be an issue in China.
Thank you, Lu Jianfeng. I hope that's the case.
Okay, thank you.